was the 15th of July on the county of Glade in Florida, when the police finally caught us. We were being translated to a nearby prison. The climate was blazing and the bus driver was getting worse. But the bus overturned and began scorching until it was totally burned. I could escape, but many of my mates didn't survive. It was only me and Douglas. All my body was swollen. It seemed to be melting me slowly. I was thoroughly trying to pass through that hellish pain. Douglas was okay. He was an entire piece, but my whole body was entirely covered by a thick layer of stiff skin. It seemed to be marvelous, but it was completely burned. I was oblivious of what was happening out there. It seemed like a year in the woods. I was greedy. My wounds were still harrowing, and my entire body was so fleckless that I could not even move. Douglas continued by his own, but a week later I found his body. I was cromulent. His neck was injured by an axe. It was quite infected, but that was nothing compared with what I saw that night. It was ephemeral. I heard a bombinate sound. It was getting closer, and it was him. It was Douglas. He was making some weird noises, and he was totally bald. In that moment, I was calcified, and my eyes couldn't believe what they were seeing. I was exceedingly aghast. He was there, with three little girls. Their eyes were totally black, and they were dressed in white tunics. So I was getting closer, and I suddenly heard something. I broke a branch with my foot, and they saw me, so I started running as fast as I could. I ran until I reached a highway, and a man in a car helped me. We went to the nearest village. He offered me a room in his house, but I was quite edgy, so I preferred to rent a room in a hotel, and I decided to live there for a while. So I rented the room for longer. One day I received about 10 calls of an anonymous number. I thought it was my phone service, but I started getting curious. Finally, I responded the call. Hi, who's calling?
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...
Hi, who's calling?
You know me. It's me.
Douglas?
Yes, Peter. It's me, Douglas.
I'm sorry, I have to hang up the call.
Why, Peter? Are you okay?
Yes, I have something pending.
Look outside the window.
What?
Look outside the window! Ow!
I saw that thing, the one I saw in the forest. He was with the same three little girls. He had a phone in his hand, and the girls were crying loudly. That noise remembered me the noise I heard in the woods. I rapidly called the police, and they were coming to my hotel. I looked back to the window, but they were gone. I was very scared. Then someone knocked the door. I didn't want to open it, but the inquisitiveness was killing me. So I finally opened the door. For my luck, it was the police. I told them what happened, but no one believed me. The next day, I woke up, and the first thing I did was check my window. They were there. I didn't know what to do because no one believed me. So I left my room and went down to the street. But they were gone again. I went to the library asking the librarian if something weird or creepy had happened in the village. He told me the story anyone wanted to mention. It was about 17 years ago when Margaret and his wife Elliot moved to this village. Margaret was pregnant with triplets, Anne, Betty, and Jessie. When they turned 4 years old, their father died in a traffic accident. From that day, the girls were not the same. Margaret decided to send them to the St. Augustine convent. The nuns educated the girls for 2 years, but they noticed something very strange about them. Later, they returned with their mother, but every night they went to the road where their father died. If he knew the name of the road, he said it was called Loft Avenue, and in that moment my brain exploded. That road was the same road of that story, and where I was overturned. Then John, the librarian, said me something that creeped me more. He told me that the girls went there searching for a new dad. In that moment, I realized that Douglas was the chosen one, and that they did that to him. He was his new dad, but I still did not understand why he was following me. I moved from village to village, and I thought that he was finally gone. The years passed, and I forgot all that stuff. Later, on 15th of July, I was informed of very good news. My friend Maya was visiting the village. I texted her, and we went to a restaurant. What I didn't know was that the restaurant where we were going was from Douglas's kind threads. My memories came to life when I saw him on the window with those chilly girls. I tried to seem normal with Maya, but I could not be oblivious about that. They came into the restaurant, but no one else could see them. His face was totally burned, and he had no factions. The thing served a glass of water, two and then three. It was thirsty, and the three girls were praying. I standed up, went to the bathroom, and stayed there for a while. So I started praying. I took a rosary and I prayed as loudly as I could. When I finished, someone knocked the door. The petals of the rosary broke, and they were trembling on the floor. I stayed the night at that bathroom, with no exit. At the next day, I woke up and I went running to my car. I wanted to burn that highway. I went to Loft Avenue, and what I saw disturbed me for a lifetime. The four of them, Douglas and the three girls, were hanging from a tree, exactly where Douglas converted into that thing. All my fears were gone, but that was not the end. I passed to eat something, but when I was returning to the village, they were not there. They were gone, but I was still seeing them. I didn't understand what was happening, but I realized that they were always going to be with me, and they will go always by my side.